Gazprom just made a bold move. A 6,700 gas pipeline tapping Siberia's reserves en route into Mongolia to China. This deal is as much about geopolitics as it is about gas. Let's break down what's real, what's promised, and who has the upper hand. What is the power of Siberia 2? A legally binding memorandum was signed between Russia's Gazprom and China's CNPC to build Power of Siberia 2, a pipeline to deliver about 50 billion cubic meters of gas annually from western Siberia via Mongolia to China. The pipeline would stretch 6,700 kilometers, partially replacing some of Russia's lost gas export volumes to Europe. Why now and what's at stake? Since the war in Ukraine, Russia has seen its gas exports to Europe cut off. This project aims to shift some of that lost revenue towards China. China, meanwhile, stands to gain from potentially cheaper gas under more favorable market based pricing formulas, not pegged to Europe's high price. The outstanding questions: there are big gaps. Pricing, financing, delivery volumes, and construction timelines are not clearly agreed. Also, China is said to be pushing for discounted rates or flexible obligations, which gives it leverage. The geopolitical signals and impact. This deal sends a message. Russia diversifying away from Europe, China getting energy security amid competing claims and trade tensions. For the global LNG market, this could mean reduced demand from China for shipping based LNG, which may affect prices and suppliers elsewhere. What to watch for? Will the pipeline actually start delivering by 2030? Some forecasts and reporting suggest that's an optimistic target. How will environmental policy trends in China push towards renewables, reducing coal, affecting long term gas demand? If demand drops, investing in such a huge fossil gas pipeline carries risk. This isn't just about gas flow, it's about power, strategy, and shifting global energy maps. Will Power of Siberia 2 be the economic lifeline Russia hopes for? Or will China drive too hard a bargain? Tell me what you think in comments. Is this a win for both or mostly for Beijing?